Mad Max with the super chat says, "I'm from New York. Pac is my favorite. Chill. NY do hate on Pac though, but not all of us. Pac is that guy. Period." Well, see, Mad Max, you're a little younger. I think that there's some, and I know we were on the phone with, on the line with Jar from Rap Roundtable, and he was saying he wasn't rocking with Pac. Remember? You remember that conversation? And a lot of that was because he was from New York and he was outside at the time when it was a back and forth.
Mike, I've told you I've had conversation with so many New Yorkers that I have known personally, that I have referenced a Tupac phrase from a song or something, and they'd be like, no, 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 I missed that. I'd be like, how'd you miss that? They'd be like, that's when all that was going on. I was like, you didn't go back and listen? They'd be like, nah, because you want to know why?
Loyalty.
This guy. Right, right.
LP like with the super chat, he says, Jay and Puff look at Pac like a fake thug.
No.
Well, I can't speak on that. Antonio with the super chat. Shout out to Antonio over here. Says, speaking of Mos and Kweli, I still need No Fear of Time to be released on vinyl. Side note, I'm tired of the revisionist history from these celebrities. Me too. It's like, and again, I'm glad that we have a platform here and I'm glad we're able to talk to you guys because when I hear those things, I'm like, yeah, man, we got to bring this up on the show because there are young people out there who will listen to anything that these celebrities say, and especially the ones that were there, because you have a special perspective when you were actually in the studio and have a relationship with Big and were there. So you have a responsibility also to be honest, because whatever you say, most people are going to take it for face value. You know what I'm saying? And I don't like this revisionist history stuff, man. We gotta be honest, or hip hop history is just gonna be in disarray. It's one of the reasons why me and Coop started the yearbook anyway. And if you don't have the 2020 yearbook, 2021 yearbook, go to Amazon and get it. We'll have the link in the description. But yeah, it's important, man, to be able to document things properly. Like, even when I looked up the fact that Nas's I Am did 470,000 units the first week, I was like, damn, I didn't realize it did that. And I knew X did numbers, but I didn't realize that Flesh of My Flesh did 670,000 units the first week. Now, you know what? Those are the kind of numbers to say I'm the hottest in New York.
So understand what, okay, so this is what I'm talking about. Like, and you're right about the big Nas Wu-Tang thing. They're the ones that set New York on fire for the people that came after them and for them to strike. And Jay is one of those people. Like, Jay is one of the beneficiaries of the work that Big Nas and Wu-Tang did. He's one of the biggest beneficiaries.
Nas gets pegged as the guy who didn't sell records. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sitting here looking at these numbers like, Nas did numbers.
No. Okay, so when this explosion was going on that he is partially responsible for, he is also being a beneficiary because it was written in I Am, if I'm not mistaken, are both triple platinum albums.
Probably. Now, I didn't go with the total sales, but if something's doing 270 units the first week and another one's doing 470 units the first week, triple platinum sounds like where it, ends up landing. Ray Rims with the super chat says, beyond record sales, whether low or high, at least half of America rap like Nas after Illmatic. That goes from artists to stick-up kids. Well, the impact of Illmatic is ever-reaching, regardless of what the numbers say. LP with the super chat says, the South rode with Pop, then went straight into No Limit and Cash Money. That's funny. I've said this before. DMX brought New York music back to the South. Jay and them wasn't getting love. Well, what do you got to say about that? Because I want to say something about that.
Hold on. Even with X, so let's understand. So X's first album, It's Dark and Hell is Hot. Now the explosion has happened. He's still literally doing the same numbers that Nas is doing for It Was Written first week.
Yeah.
Okay? And that's with Def Jam behind him. He had been on countless singles. He had been on Money, Power, Respect. He had been on 4321. He had been on the little Def Jam CDs with Ja Rule. You get what I'm saying? He was literally everywhere. They put him everywhere. And he still only did 250,000 units. And for all that buzz and all that hype and all that money that they put in.
Well, let's not say only. That's a lot.
No.
Out the gate.
It wasn't until he literally dropped a classic rap album that had viable street and radio singles on him Then on the second time around that he was able to come and do those type of numbers that he did that superseded and made it say, I'm the hottest rapper in the game. Because even when It's Dark and Hell is Hot came out with Get At Me Dog and everything that I'm talking about, you know what that got him? That got him the same units Nas got for dropping If I Ruled the World 2 years before.
Yeah, no. And I think that also we got to be real. I think that the ever-reaching reach of Illmatic and everything else kind of helped the sales that it was written as well. I don't think that Illmatic was the recipient of itself, but I think that it ended up helping it was written numerically.
And I am.
Now this is what I do want to. I want to comment on what he said about the South, what LP said, and I agree with that. The South was really latching on to pop, and me personally, I'm from Atlanta. For the people who don't know, and I grew up here, and I was more of a Wu-Tang Biggie kind of guy. You know what I'm saying? So people in my classroom looking at me weird. Like everybody was on Pac. Like niggas was dressing like Pac. Niggas had the bandanas like Pac. And I remember when Pac passed, everybody was so torn. We was like in like what at the time ninth grade, and I saw Master P come in and pretty much give Tupac fans a new artist to latch on to. He did those songs dedicated to Pac. You know, he had the Only God Could Judge Me stuff going on. And yeah, so that was the transition. And I remember when DMX came, niggas in the South was rocking with X because he had a certain energy to his flow. And he had a certain perspective too. And he kind of gave people, I don't want to say he was Pac, but he gave people that perspective and that relatability that Pac had. So the South was rocking with Pac, then No Limit, and definitely DMX. Now, I can attest to that.
The South gravitates towards the artists from the East Coast that are the most approachable on the street, that they feel like they can talk to. And so I'll give you an example of somebody else who has it like that, who, you know, has people down here. Raekwon. Like, the South,
I would say musically, the South was fucking with Ray, but mostly Meth and Busta, I would say. Like,
but also too, like, those guys are approachable. If you were to roll, I've actually rolled, when I was younger, I actually rolled up on Meth and Red once. Like, you can say what up to them. You get what I'm saying? And so Southerners, us, we tend to take those type of artists in a little bit more. X gives you that in spades. I told you, I know a woman, her and her ex-husband, they used to own a barber shop that X used to go to, and he would come down there and like freestyle, talk to people. Like, that's what I mean. It's just like, no, that plays better than
he was a man of the people.
You're the soul, and you're a man of the people. Yeah.
Well, see, this is the thing, and see, all of those people were able, and these are East Coast MCs that were able to organically connect with the South. But the way Jay-Z did it was through collaborations. Like, okay, I'm going to need to get the South, so I'm going to jump on this Money Ain't a Thing with Jermaine Dupri because I know I'm going to get some spins in Atlanta with that. And, oh, it's a high remix. You got these guys in Louisiana. They doing their thing. Let me jump on that. That's how he was, you know, attempting to connect. But like you said, these other people were kind of organically connecting. And it took Jay a little bit more time to connect in that way. But he would have to, like, make a big pimping with UGK and stuff like that to actually get that kind of love from different regions. And he strategically did those collaborations for those purposes.
Yeah, the high remix.
Yeah, he didn't want to get on that. He sounded crazy on there.
Those are intentional placements.
AKs and Curtains with the $20 super chat, man. Appreciate you, sir. He says, I'm from Brooklyn, and there was a wall up. If you didn't come from the East, I had to go back and find things when I got older. So there was a wall up if you didn't come from the East. I had to go back and find things when I was older. Yeah. And, you know, I hate to say it, like, I think the South was kind of discriminatory towards the East back then, but I think it was a reaction to how the East was treating the South. Now, West was wide open, and that's why everybody was gravitating to Pac. We were in Atlanta, we were gravitating to Texas. We were gravitating to the Bay. Shit, niggas from the Bay came and lived out here. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, and we were talking about Southern Playlistic the other day, and even the approach the Outkast or Organized Noise had for Outkast on Southern Playlistic is very West Coast centric as far as like production styles.
there's something.
I mean, look at how Jermaine Dupri produced the Brat on Funkdafied. Same
I
thing.
would think it's the same thing with Texas and the West Coast too. Actually,
Yeah.
like you hear the stories coming out now about how Pimp C didn't even want to do the big pimping thing with Jay because Pac didn't like him. He didn't even know Pac, but it was like that serious, because Pac was who we connected to down here, like his attainable, touchable. It's like no, I don't know those New York guys. Pac be down here. Pac be through my hood.
Pac lived in Decatur. Bagger Jones says, "Hey, cool. Where'd you get that big shirt from? It's fire."
Oh, there'll be none of that.
Ah.
There'll be none of that. No. Shoot Mike a line on the inbox. I'll tell you what.
Yeah. Hit us at the info@accordingtohiphop.com. We got you.